Ever get this like weird pull towards chaos?
Chaos.
Yeah, like it might be bad, but it's also exciting.
Oh, I get you, like a moth to a flame kind of thing.
Exactly. We're diving into that feeling today with My Mind Needs Chaos.
Intriguing title. Is that like a new self-help book or something?
It's a short story, actually. Brand new. Published today, in fact.
Oh, fresh off the presses. Love it.
Yeah. And it's about this recluse Silas Granger hiding out in the Louisiana bayou.
The bayou, huh? Already sounds kind of chaotic.
Right. And get this, Silas. He doesn't just live with chaos. He, seeks it out.
Seeks it out. Why would anyone do that?
That's the question, right? The story opens with this line. He had filled his mind with the chaos of thoughts, believing that only through a tempest could one find clarity.
Only through a tempest? That's kind of deep. You're almost making chaos sound profound.
The story does, kinda. But it's interesting though, right? Like finding clarity in chaos, it seems almost impossible.
It does seem counterintuitive, but then again, sometimes the biggest breakthroughs come when you shake things up a bit, right?
That's true, actually. When you step outside your comfort zone, get a little uncomfortable.
Exactly. Challenging assumptions, inviting a little disruption, that's often where the good stuff happens.
It's like you got to get lost to find yourself or something.
Yes, though maybe less about completely losing yourself, more like loosening up those thought patterns.
Right, letting go of rigid thinking. That's good. And the story really emphasizes this with its setting, the Louisiana bayou.
Ah, the bayou. Gotta be honest, when you mentioned it, I definitely pictured some wild, untamed place.
It is. Murky depths, unpredictable.
Reflecting Silas's internal state, no doubt. The bayou as a metaphor for his mind. Love it.
Totally. And then, as if things weren't interesting enough, he starts hearing these whispering voices.
Ooh, whispering voices in the bayou. That's both eerie and kind of alluring.
Right, there's this line, we will take you where the mundane ends and the extraordinary begins.
Chills. Okay, now you've got me hooked.
They promise a world beyond the everyday, but it feels kind of dangerous too,
Like a siren song almost. Tempting, but potentially leading you astray.
Yes. And that's where the story gets into the potential downsides of chaos, right?
Right, because too much of anything, even something exciting, there are consequences.
Silas gets drawn deeper into the bayou, the voices get more sinister, his grip on reality slips.
Classic descent narrative. And the bayou, again, is the perfect image for that.
Oh, totally. Like, you know how your surroundings can reflect your state of mind?
All the time. Messy room, messy mind. It happens.
And for Silas, it gets to the point where even he's questioning it all. He asks, is this freedom or is this a prison?
Whoa. Powerful. A glimmer of self-awareness there, even in the chaos.
Yeah, and that leads us to the story's ending line, which is even more powerful. You are more than chaos.
Oof. Hitting hard with that one after everything he's gone through.
It's like this reminder, even when we get lost in the chaos, there's still a core to who we are, beyond it all.
Finding that core is key, right? That's what lets us break free from the destructive cycles. But it's easier said than done.
It really is. And I like how the story doesn't give us easy answers. Like, is Silas actually stronger now or just back to square one?
Right. It makes you think. You wonder about your own relationship with chaos,
Totally. Because it's not always a bad thing, is it?
No, not at all. I mean, think about it. Some of the greatest discoveries, inventions, they came from embracing a little chaos.
Right. Like shaking things up, challenging the status quo.
Exactly. Or in art. Imagine if artists were afraid to break the rules, to go a little crazy.
We'd be stuck with, boring paintings of fruit bowls forever. Haha.
Exactly. It's about finding that balance. Order and disorder working together.
That's a good way to put it. Finding the sweet spot of chaos.
Yes. Because too much, well, we see what happens. Silas in the bayou, that's like a warning sign.
Yeah, losing yourself in the chaos, that's the danger zone.
And that's why self-awareness is so important. Gotta recognize when things are going too far.
So how do we do that? What are the red flags?
Well, it's different for everyone, but feeling constantly overwhelmed, like you can't keep up.
Oh, I know that feeling.
Right. Or maybe neglecting responsibilities, relationships, always chasing the next thrill, but never feeling satisfied.
It's like a roller coaster that never stops. Exciting at first, then it just makes you sick.
Yes. You need a sustainable pace. Embrace the unknown, but don't let it derail you completely.
Like you're allowed to get on the roller coaster, just maybe not every ride every day.
Exactly. And that's where resilience comes in, like you were saying before.
Silas trying to pull himself back, even when it's hard.
That inner strength, we all have it. It's about remembering it's there, even when we mess up, when we feel lost.
That's a good reminder. It's not about avoiding chaos altogether, is it?
No way. That'd be boring. And unrealistic, let's be real. Life's gonna throw chaos our way no matter what.
True. It's more like learning to handle it, to use it to our advantage, maybe.
Yeah. Exactly. Befriending the chaos. So we can look back and be like, well, that was wild, but I'm still here.
Stronger, even. Okay, so I got to ask, since you brought up befriending chaos, any tips for making that friendship work? That's a good question to end on. Befriending chaos. How did WE do it?
Right. It's almost like a skill, isn't it? Something you got to practice.
Totally. What works for you? I feel like for me, it's got to be about trying new things, even if I'm a little scared too.
Oh, 100%. Stepping outside that comfort zone, that's huge.
Like, what's the worst that can happen, right?
Exactly. And even if it doesn't go perfectly, you learn something.
You grow from it.
Exactly. And you never know. That new thing you try could be life-changing. Or maybe just a funny story. Either way, it's a win.
Love that. So for our listeners, if this whole chaos thing has you intrigued,
Definitely check out the story. My Mind Needs Chaos.
it's such a cool title. And it's a fast read, but it stays with you.
Oh, for sure. It makes you think about your own relationship with chaos, not just Silas's.
Which is the point, right? Like, what can WE learn from this? How did WE find that balance?
Right, because it's different for everyone. But this story, it sparks that conversation, which is so valuable.
It does. And on that note, I think we've reached peak chaos for one day. Haha.
Haha, right. Time to go embrace a little peace and quiet.
Exactly. Thanks for diving into the chaos with me.
Anytime.
And to everyone listening, thanks for joining us for this deep dive into My Mind Needs Chaos. We'll catch you next time.